How's it going, everyone? It's Justin from Stand and Bang, and today I'm going to be breaking down the Bellator card that's going to be happening later tonight. It's Bellator 214, Ryan Bader versus Fedor Emelianenko. So let's get into it. The first fight I want to break down is going to be the second fight on the main card. There's a lot of fights on the prelims, but I'm not going to be breaking those down because I don't know too much about the fighters. So the first fight that I want to break down is going to be Juan Archuleta versus Ricky Bandejas. This fight's going to be this could be fight of the night if Aaron Pico's fight doesn't take it. Because this fight, man, Juan Archuleta is a guy that's been getting some crazy finishes. His last one was a brutal overhand knockout, and you know he's for real when he's been training with Cub Swanson and TJ Dillashaw. Juan Archuleta is the guy that TJ's been posting with on Instagram before leading up to the Henry fight, whereas TJ's all shredded. Well, that guy next to him, that's Juan Archuleta. That's who's going to be fighting Ricky. And Ricky Bandejas, if you don't know who he is, he's the one that knocked out McGregor's teammate Gallagher, the McGregor wannabe. Ricky Bandejas knocked him out with that HBK front kick. So these two people are coming off exciting wins, and you know it's going to be an exciting match because I feel like Ricky Bandejas, he wants to make a name for himself. You can see it. He has like a little chip on his shoulder, especially after the way he was getting treated in his last fight, and then he made quick work of that, man. So it's going to be an exciting fight. Both dudes want to make a big statement. You know, you see Juan Archuleta coming in crazy shape, taking this fight super seriously. Very in shape, and then you see Ricky Bandejas, who's just always game. I've seen some interviews that he's doing with Bellator. He looks like he's ready. Can't wait to get in it. Gonna be a crazy fight. That's a pick'em fight right there because you know Ricky's been looking really good. They both got the and they both really want to get a finish. So you know they're gonna be coming out for it, and they both got the skills to get it done. It just in my opinion, whoever gets it done first. So. It's a hard fight to pick. It's not one that you would want to bet on because it could go either way. At the end of the day, I'm going to go with Juan Archuleta just because of the people he trained with. It's more, you know what I mean? He has more killers around him with Cub Swanson and TJ Dillashaw on them. So I'm going to just go with the people he's training with. So I'm going to go with Juan Archuleta for the win. I'm going to go by a third round TKO. I've been seeing him going back and forth. Definitely, Ricky Bandejas is gonna give him some shots. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be like one-sided. I believe. I think it's gonna definitely be back and forth and a close fight. But eventually, Juan Archuleta is gonna get it. On to the next fight I want to talk to, which is it has some pretty big hype, which is Jack Swagger versus Kaiser. You know. Or Jack Swagger, Jack Hager. I don't know what he goes by. I think he goes by like both of them. He's going to be fighting Kaiser, who's 1-1, I believe. And I also seen an interview with him where he also seems like he has a chip on his shoulder a little bit, where he feels like the Bellator is using him as a stepping stone for the Jack Swagger guy that's from the WWE. So watch out for that fight. Even though you look at Kaiser's record and it's 1-1. He's coming out to make a statement, so it's a very interesting fight, especially since Hager has never even fought in an MMA fight ever, not even amateur or anything. So this is our first time we're gonna be seeing him. It's kind of the same situation with the CM Punk, but not as much because CM Punk didn't have any not professional, but any wrestling background. Not talking about the WWE, and Jack Swagger has a wrestling background. He's an All-American, I believe, and I don't know too much about wrestling terms about when they win titles and stuff. But I heard that in an interview with Brendan Schaub, he's an All-American, so he definitely got wrestling credentials. So it's not necessarily the same situation as CM Punk, but it's the same situation as in he's coming from the WWE and no amateur fights on his record. But like I said, Jack Swagger or Jack Hager has the wrestling pedigree to fall back on, so he at least has that coming into the fight. He's been training MMA for I think a year and a half, he said, or 2 years on the interview with Brendan. Yeah, Jack Swagger is a really big guy. You can see the size difference when they squared up face to face. Man, it's a hard one to pick. I'm gonna go with Jack Swagger. Gonna get the win probably by a decision. I can see him just going to his wrestling, going to what he knows, and it being, you know, the deciding factor. Because I think for sure his wrestling is better than Kaiser. Obviously, Kaiser's probably gonna have the better striking and better just being overall more comfortable. Because I've seen some in the interview, and Kaiser said he has over 50 fights. You know what I mean? Not necessarily all pro, but 50 fights altogether. So he's comfortable. You know what I mean? He's used to that pressure and that nervousness. But so should Jack Jack Swagger, because he's been in the bright lights of WWE, and they have some big events as well. But like I said, at the end of the day, I'm going to be going with Jack Swagger. I think he's going to go to what he knows, and I think the wrestling's going to be too much, and he's going to out-wrestle Kaiser for a decision. And on to the next fight, which is an amazing fight. Dude, whenever I see this guy fight, I am watching, especially when he's fighting somebody like Corrales. So it's going to be Aaron Pico versus Henry Corrales, man. What a fight. Aaron Pico just on his run right now, finishing people with left hooks, especially in his last fight. Man, his last fight, I forgot who he fought, but it was a late stoppage in my opinion. He was dropping this guy left and right, and they eventually stopped it. But you could just see that Aaron Pico is a savage. Too bad he lost his first fight, or else he would have a perfect record right now. But man, Aaron Pico could be a champ. He's another one of those dudes. He trains with TJ and stuff, so you know he's a savage. You know he's for real. And then he got this coach now, Freddie Roach, who's trained, who's coached Pacquiao and GSP. So to have somebody in your corner like Freddie Roach and to reach out to, you must be for real. I seen an interview that Freddie Roach said that if Aaron Pico was in boxing right now, he would be a champion already. Which is crazy, because Aaron Pico's young and he just started. So to hear that coming from Freddie Roach, you know Pico is for real, and he's probably gonna be champ soon. So with knowing that, he's gonna be fighting Corrales, and in Corrales' last fight, he got a good knockout, a slip to a left hand, sat the dude down. So, you know, both of the dudes, I love fights like these where both of the guys are coming off pretty good, exciting wins. Because then, you know, they're just even more hype, and they're both going to come in confident, coming for the kill. So, they're both going to be throwing hands for sure. I think this fight is going to be the one where Pico gets tagged a little bit. You know what I mean? He might have to not necessarily survive a storm, but maybe, you know, just take one to give one in this situation. And but I just think Pico just hits too hard, man. I think he's too fast. I think he's going to be hitting harder than anybody he's fighting right now. And the way he finds a way to land that left body shot, he finds it every fight. He just knows how to lay that right into the breadbasket and drop people. Like, he might have the most brutalest hook to the body. Like, you see Jose Aldo with his brutal hook to the body, the way he's tagged, you know, Chad Mendez and dropped Jeremy Stevens. But you see Pico, the way he throws it, he just sinks it into their body and rearrange their organs. Pico's body shot is beautiful. So, knowing that, at the end of the day, I'm gonna go with Aaron Pico by I think it's going to go a little bit longer than his fight. I think it's going to go to second round. I think it's going to be second round. TKO for Aaron Pico. Probably with his brutal left hook, as he always been doing it. And that takes us to the main card. Fedor Emelianenko versus Ryan Bader. Ryan Bader's getting the opportunity to become champ. And Fedor's coming the opportunity to, you know, submit his legacy as one of the best heavyweights of all time, because he's always had that label on him. But then after he got a couple losses, and Verdun, and then that Fabio Maldonado fight, that, you know, that the prestige of being the greatest of all time wasn't taken as seriously now, but the way he's been starting for Frank Mir, and then he beat Chael Sonnen, you know, he has the opportunity to get that label back, and I believe if he starts as Bader and goes out and becomes the Bellator heavyweight champion and the winner of the tournament, I definitely believe, you know, Fedor would be considered the greatest of heavyweight of all time in some people's eyes. You know, there's always going to be that X factor because DC, what he's been doing undefeated at heavyweight. But, you know, Fedor is the GOAT, man. And I remember watching him fight Frank when he fought Frank Mir, and I was just thinking, I can't believe I'm watching Fedor fight right now. You know, he just has that, like, that awe factor where, like, when he's gone, man, we're not gonna have too many people like Fedor, and he's gonna be fighting Ryan Bader, who's, man, since Bader went to Bellator, he's looking like a savage, man. He's undefeated in light heavyweight. He's been starching people. I went actually live to watch the fight when he went to go fight King Mo, and it was brutal, man. The way he finished King Mo in 30 seconds or something like that, I didn't think he was going to start King Mo. So I could see this fight going both ways. I could see Bader winning, even getting a brutal TKO or something used after implementing his wrestling. But it's hard for me to go against Fedor, you know what I mean? Fedor is a GOAT. He's the emperor, the last emperor. I think at the end of the day, Fedor is going to get it done. I believe Fedor will be too quick for Ryan Bader, and he's going to land one of those looping hooks and catch Bader. But I won't be surprised if Bader pulls it off and he becomes champ. Man, amazing card, amazing card. I remember a couple weeks ago when they got rid of UFC 233, I believe, that was supposed to be happening this weekend. I saw that there was no fights, and I'm like, man, I'm all bummed out. And then leading up, like about a week ago, I remember that there's Bellator happening. I get all excited because there's some really good fights on here to look out for. Bellator is stepping up the game for sure. Very good card. So, like I said, at the end of the day, I believe Fedor's gonna get the win and become champ of the heavyweight tournament, and he's gonna get it by first round knockout. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and share with your friends. Later.
How about that chin? Just over 3 minutes to go. Well, he got his head snapped back by that straight hand there, and he's shown a vulnerability tonight by leaning right into that punch as he tries to set up his own offense. May want to focus on some defense here moving forward. Big uppercut. Big body shot there, too. All right, so he just decides to get up here, Joe.
He got tagged there.
Oh! This could be it right here. Oh! Vicious shot to the body. This fight is dangerously close to being stopped. And now he lands a combination. Looked like it did stun him a little bit. Can he hang on? Oh, big left hand. We'll see if he can follow it up. What a wild exchange. Oh, nice right hand. He hurt him. Oh, he tagged him. And just like that, the fight is over. And here's the end of the fight. Let's take a look at that again. We go.